Hey, welcome back, guys. I thought I'd pop in today. I've been feeling pretty good. It's been a challenging year, but right now everything seems to be moving in the right direction. I thought I'd pop in. Very difficult times for everybody right now, so I thought I'd pop in and just say hi and show you what I've been kind of messing around with as far as Linux goes. And also, I hope everybody's doing okay. Right now, the way things are today, it's pretty much a challenge for everybody. So I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys are safe. And I'm going to try to get back on here as often as I am able. So we'll see how it goes. But right now, everything seems to be moving in the right direction. I do have some challenges, but hopefully I've got a couple more doctors to see coming up in the near future, and hopefully they'll be able to get to the bottom of a few things. So I do miss making the videos, and of course I miss the interaction with you guys. So let's see where it takes us. If you guys want to provide some feedback, I may do a few more videos. I'll show you what I've been involved in lately, and if you'd like to know more about any of those particular topics, you can let me know. Okay, so Linux. If you look at the Linux situation right now, if I go to Distro Watch, you can see that the top 10, the old expression, the cream rises to the top. Well, the top 10 kind of reflects that. MX Linux, I gotta give them a lot of credit. They are doing some terrific things, and right now they're number one, and so they've moved quite a bit ahead of Manjaro. Mint, of course, is still in the mix. Ubuntu just came out with their version 20. Which I am running the Ubuntu Mate 20.04. I'll go over that a little bit more in a few minutes. But Debian, of course, Debian 10 is a great release. Elementary, they're coming out with, I think it's version 6 shortly. Solus, Zorin, Fedora, Deepin. So, as I said, the top 10 seems to be rising to the top for a reason. There are a few distributions that I'm surprised they're not further up. Number one is Peppermint, still at number 22. That's not bad, but I thought Peppermint would have made some more inroads. But it's very difficult right now. It's very difficult to differentiate yourself from the rest of the Linux distributions. There are so many choices out there for the end user that it's hard to make your presence felt. And but Peppermint has always been a terrific distribution. Sparky Linux, if you're talking Debian, they've done a great job. Linux Lite has moved up to number 24, which is encouraging because they've got a good distribution for those who are making the transition from Windows. So Manjaro, you got to give them credit because they're working with Arch, and Arch is not the most user-friendly distribution, but they've done a lot of things to make it user-friendly. One of the things I think they've done is use the XFCE desktop as one of their flagship releases, and that being so similar to Windows, and that desktop is very intuitive. I think it has helped them make some inroads and get to where they are at number 2. I am running Ubuntu Mate, as you could see from the wallpaper. I like Ubuntu Mate. I do a lot with music, and so I was considering, and I actually did install the Ubuntu Studio distribution, but it really is a little bit too bloated for the computer that I'm running right now, and I'll show you that in a minute because it's pretty interesting. But Ubuntu Studio has so much in the way of multimedia, a lot of things that I really don't need. So I'm considering, I've installed Ubuntu Mate. It's running terrific. As you can see, I really like the, let me go into the control center and I'll show you the, I'm running the, let's see, it's a, I think it's the Mint OS Dark. That's what I'm running as far as the theme. And then if you look at the customization, I'm using the Graybird Dark on the controls. The window is the Ant Dracula. Icons are Cupertino Mojave. The pointer is the default. So that's what I'm doing as far as the theme and the appearance. I'm going to show you, and by the way, I really like it. I mean, it runs really solid. It's pretty impressive. I'm going to show you what I'm running for a computer. I don't know if you guys are familiar with NUCs. NUC is short for Next Unit Computing. They're made by Intel. The computer is very, very small. I happened to get the tall version so I could put in an extra hard drive and you know, and originally I was looking at the Apple, the Mac Mini, but they're so expensive. I mean, in order to get any kind of RAM or storage capability, you're really upwards of $1,000. This here has, I put in, now the one that I bought, you basically have to put some components in yourself. So I put an NVMe drive in. It's like a little PCI card. It's a 500 gigabyte. And then I put a secondary hard drive in, an SSD. I think it's about a 250. So I've got decent storage. For RAM, I put 16 gigs of RAM, and it runs terrific. It's got decent graphics, but you're not going to do any heavy-duty gaming with it. For that, you would need an external GPU, and I don't want to spend that kind of money. So the GPU is fine for everyday computing. When I render this video that I'm making now, I will use the OpenShot software right off the this Linux install. So hopefully everything goes well with that. I'm pretty sure it will. Right now, if you look at the temperatures that I'm running, this is what I'm running right now with the camera, the video. Which isn't bad at all. It never gets into the danger zone. It's in the 50s Celsius. So that's what I'm running. I put that together. If you count what I spent for the NUC was about $250. I'm thinking. Then I paid like $75 for the RAM. I paid $100 some odd for the drive, the NVMe drive. I had an extra SSD, so I didn't need to spend any money there. So maybe it cost me $500, and I've got a computer that runs absolutely perfectly. It's small. I've run Steam games off it with not a lot of issues, but it's not gonna. You're not gonna do any heavy duty gaming on this. So, just so you know up front. But if you guys want any other information on the NUC, if you want me to do kind of an assembly type video, let me know. I'll take it apart and I'll show you what you would have to deal with if you were to try to assemble one of these on your own. It's very, very easy, straightforward. Everything. 4 screws, takes off the lid of the NUC, and then inside the RAM is straightforward, the drives are straightforward. So if you're interested in seeing that, and if you'd like to learn a little bit more about it, I'll walk you through the assembly process, so you can see what's involved in putting together a NUC. Now, one of the things that I like about Ubuntu Mate, as I said, it runs perfectly, but there's also a method to basically install all of the Ubuntu Studio audio distributions, which I would be interested in. So I might go ahead and do that. I think I have something here. No. Yeah, how to turn Ubuntu Mate into Ubuntu Mate Studio. And I might go ahead and do that. I don't want to get too bloated, but I do need some audio, just audio apps that might be useful in what I'm doing. So let me tell you what I've been doing on the audio front. Now, as you know, I've told you guys I do play guitar, and actually I took piano lessons many years ago, and now I'm actually getting into it a little bit more. So I'm trying to polish my keyboard skills. And one of the programs that I use is a program called Playground Sessions. Now, basically it's a piano tutorial. It kind of takes you through step by step. It's very, very good. It's one of the best ones out there. But they only have software for Mac and Windows. Now, what I did was I went ahead and I installed Wine Staging. And with Wine Staging, the way it is today, it's much easier to run Windows applications. So here I have installed Playground, as you can see. And so I run it basically by right-clicking and saying Open with Wine Windows Program Loader. And I'll show you how nicely it opens. Now, this is a Windows application that I downloaded, and it runs everything perfectly. So if I want to play a song, so I've got all these songs and you can just bring up the sheet music. Now I can hear my fans revving up a little bit on the NUC. I want to check my, not bad, I'm still high 50s with this software open, so that isn't bad at all. So basically the point I'm trying to make is even if you're not involved with piano or music or audio applications, the new version of Wine Staging is makes it very easy to run Windows applications. Now let me show you, let's see, Wine. Yeah. So in Linux Uprising, they've got excellent instructions on how to install Wine Staging using Ubuntu, Mint, Debian. Of course, you can do it through Arch, right through the Arch repos. But all of the instructions are here, including for the new Ubuntu 20. I believe that is included. Let's see. Yeah. So even up to Ubuntu 20 on Linux Uprising, you'll find instructions to install Wine Staging, and I'll tell you what, it makes it really, really easy to run Windows programs. Now, I also run another program called Piano Tech. Basically, it gives you the ability to kind of replicate famous pianos, acoustic pianos. So it'll through a MIDI program, it'll change how your piano sounds. It's really, really nice. They have actually a Linux version of their software. So that you don't have to worry about. But as I said, Wine, the new version, Wine Staging, it will help you run Windows programs pretty easily. Now, I don't run a lot of Windows programs, so I get by with Ubuntu Mate very, very nicely. I don't need to go into Windows at all. I don't have Windows loaded on this computer at all. Now, one of the things I noticed, Voyager has a new, their version 20, I believe, just came out in the last day or so. And they've got a GNOME version and an XFCE version. I've tried Voyager in the past, and I really, really like it. Their GNOME version is really spectacular. So if you're not familiar with it, you might want to download it, put it on a USB, and just kind of take a look at it. MX, I have read recently, and I could be misinterpreting this because I haven't tested it myself, but evidently, if you boot up a USB with MX Linux on it, the way I'm hearing it is that whatever changes you make in the live version would carry through to your install. Haven't seen that before, and if that's true, then MX is really, really making a lot of progress, because when you download the ISO onto a USB and you boot up, sometimes you want to play around with it a little bit. Sometimes you want to look at it and kind of test it out and get a feel for it. And so you can do that the way I understand it, and the changes that you make will carry through when you do decide to install. So if anybody's familiar with that and I have it wrong, shoot me a comment, because I'm planning on trying that out in the next few days. Manjaro just came out with their 20 version. You can get it, I believe, on any of their flagship editions, which is GNOME. You've got a minimal install, kind of like a Architect, and then you've got the XFCE. So I think it's available on just the flagship entries. Now, as far as Ubuntu, of course, they've got all their various flavors, as you can see, that they've released. They did release Ubuntu Studio, and as I said, I did try it, but it's a little bit too bloated for me. So I'm on Mate, but I may install the audio equivalent of Ubuntu Studio. Mint is supposed to be coming out with their new version shortly, as is Elementary, I believe. Debian, they still have version 10. The newest is 10.3. And as I said, if you are interested in turning Ubuntu Mate into Ubuntu Mate Studio, all of the instructions, including all of the commands for installation, are listed in the website. So that's easily accessible. Now, as far as the NUC, as I said, it's an Intel product. You can get the short version if you don't want to put the extra hard drive, or you can get the long version, the tall version, which is the one I have. And this is, you can buy it as a PC already configured with Windows 10. I ordered the kit. Now the kit, as I said, you can get it in short or tall, and then you add your RAM, your hard drive, the processor, and the graphics are already in there. It is an Intel processor. And I got I believe, the 8th generation. I think it's a quad core, and so it runs absolutely fine. But if you need any other information, as I said, if you'd like me to do the assembly video, I can go through that process with you. Now, if you'd like a little bit more information on anything that you've seen in this video today, I'll do a little bit more in depth if you like. Now, that's about all I have for today. I just wanted to pop in and just give you a little bit of an update. Everything, as I said, is going pretty good. Still have a few challenges, but I'm working with the doctors to get those resolved. Hopefully, I'll have them resolved shortly, and we can just move forward as if nothing happened. But we shall see. Again, it's great interacting with you guys again. I'll look forward to comments, and let me know how you guys are doing. And shoot me a comment. Let me know. Hopefully all is well with you. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much for stopping by the channel today. Guys, please rate, comment, and subscribe. That really helps. And I will see you soon. Take care.